Hi everyone, I'm gonna listen to Nine Inch Nails. This is an album request which they go through my Patreon. My patron Smokey requested this specific album and I thought I would also post it up on YouTube. I've been so sad the past week, it's just horrible. But I'm starting to feel a little better yesterday and now again today, which is great. It's so awesome to see some stability. So I can finally film and sort of have a smile on my face and be genuine about it, because I never want to film when I'm in a horrible mood, you know? That's not going to be any fun for anybody. Even though music does cheer me up. Honestly, it always cheers me up. And that's what I also wanted to talk about right now, just before I get started with Nine Inch Nails. Oh my gosh, my sister created this playlist of oldest music that reminds me of my childhood, and obviously of her childhood, and my brother's. She shared it with me, and I was just listening to just some random songs off that playlist, and it just put me in such a good mood. I'm gonna link my Spotify down below too if anyone wants to, like, because I'm a huge music lover, and obviously all the music I react to here is new to me. But on top of that, I do have a lot of music I love that I've always known about. So the playlist that she shared with me that I'm going to make public on my profile for a little bit is called Chapel Road. Yeah, if anyone wants to go check out some music from my youth, you can go listen to that playlist. It literally puts such a smile on my face right now. And I'm feeling revitalized because that's what music does for me. It makes me feel good. So now it's time to react to Smokey's pick. So Smokey says this is a 1989 industrial/electronic rock and brainchild of Trent Reznor. He worked with multiple producers and programmed most of the music himself. Johnny Cash's Hurt is a cover of a Nine Inch Nails song off a different album, but don't let that set expectations. The two are very different. Enjoy. So yeah, I wanted to say the only thing I know about Nine Inch Nails is that Hurt, which is a Johnny Cash cover, originally was a Nine Inch Nails track. Hurt by Johnny Cash is one of my favorite songs of all time. I'm obsessed with the lyrics of Hurt. I think they're some of the most poignant, beautiful, sad lyrics of all time. And Johnny Cash is incredible at having like a very somber vocal delivery on him. He's one of my favorite country artists. Yeah, so that's the only thing I knew about Nine Inch Nails. So I've always been a little interested in this band, but I actually didn't realize, I thought for some reason that they were more on the metal side of things, or like more of a loud side. But Smokey saying industrial does make sense, because industrial can be loud and noisy, so maybe that's where I was getting that idea from. But to also see that they're electronic on top of that, they've got an electronic element to it, I had no idea. So I knew about the rock, I feel like I knew about the industrial, I didn't know about this electronic thing, so now it's time to check this out. This band who I've been meaning to listen to forever. I've never listened to one song by them, I've only heard the Johnny Cash cover of Hurt, and I love that cover. But yeah, Smokey's also saying, don't let that set expectations, because it is very different here on this album, apparently. Why am I also getting these? Like, why? Gosh, I really want to listen, it seems. We're going to start off with the first two tracks just to get a feel. The first track being the most popular on the album. Okay. Pretty Hate Machine by Nine Inch Nails from 1989. (1989), why did I think they were 90s as well? This is like earlier than I expected. Super different from what I would have thought. I wouldn't have said this is Nine Inch Nails. I had a different idea of them. I'm so surprised! This is what they sound like? What? I'm so shocked. It's not even rock at all. This song, at least. This gives me more like electronic pop energy. I can see this being 89. I love that beat. Heading in more of like an industrial loud feel lately with the music I've been listening to. The beat is actually what stands out to me most. Sort of reminds me of Blue Monday. When you order. More Hey God. We had God Money, now we have Hey God. Okay, this is terrible lie. They are nothing like I expected them to be. What is this?
Owe me a great big apology.
Apology. They're more electronic than anything, in my mind. Metal. Where do they get these ideas?
I really don't know what you mean. Seems like salvation comes only in our dreams. Can't really be as sad as it seems.
I like this one a little bit more than the first track. Sonically, the tone of this one is darker. I love this chorus. And how stripped back it is here is sort of cool. Don't tear it. I need to figure out how to call that. I don't know what that is.
Your promises and lies.
Nice. Yeah, how all the layers come in here. I wonder if they become more like rocky or metally in the 90s. Potentially in the 90s they may switch up their sound. Oh, this is their first album. Okay. I like, that's my favorite thing so far. Okay. Let's pause it there, because I have so... Actually, I'm going to keep it short. Because this is a whole album reaction right now. I'm going to give the first song a 0.05 and the second track a 1. Because what happens a bit sometimes with me is when a track is really popular, I don't like it as much, because it's not interesting enough for me. It's appealing too much to the masses. It's really popular. And there's actually some justification to that. It is a good track, but I have an affinity towards stuff that isn't popular. It's like the underdog lover in me in terms of being an Australian. That's what we do. We love underdogs. And so when I listen to songs and I can feel that like a song is like not as catchy, I like it more. And it's not intentional. It's just what happened. It's a pattern I've noticed. And so that's happening a bit here with tracks 1 and 2 where I like track 2 more because I like the underdog. Spotify says pulling the harsh sounds of industrial rock into the mainstream. This doesn't feel rocky to me though. It feels electronic to me. It feels like industrial electronic right now. I wonder if the rock stuff pops up later in their discography, I guess. I feel like that must be the case also because this is their debut album. And so maybe they're the most electronic, the most 80s and the most electronic that they are here, obviously. Most 80s at least. They potentially become more rock in another 10 years time or whatever. I don't know. I thought that they were like a late 90s band. So their late 90s stuff is what I've probably seen around. Anyway, that's what I thought so far. I feel like the beats are super 80s. They remind me a lot of like electronic 80s music. The industrial feel though is the part I like a lot. When we're getting these weird, wacky industrial moments, the do. Oops, sorry, Mike. Thing at the end, that's the stuff that I eat up. So let's hope we get more of that moving forward. We'll have to just see. Let's listen to the next 2 tracks. Same thing. So 80s. I feel like I'm getting the wrong idea of this band right now. They're so surprising. These are like extremely poppy beats.
What does it matter now? I was swimming in the haze, now I crawl on the ground, and everything I never liked about you.
Someone could rap over this.
I was up above it.
I was up above it.
I used to be somebody. I'll cross my heart.
I'm also starting to like the lyrics a bit. On track 2, Now Again, I want to hear Hurt by them and what Johnny did to it. What is going on? It's so catchy. I love his vocal performance. He's getting a little raw with it. And I relate to that a lot. Like those lyrics of, I was up above it, now I'm down with it. I don't know if I'm probably interpreting it how he meant for it to be interpreted, but I like getting my own interpretation out of lyrics. My personal interpretation. Which I can with them. I guess it's Sanctified? Probably a few comments explaining what's going on to me with this. Maybe they change up in the 90s. Like how bouncy that is. It's sort of menacing. Oh, now it's not. I thought we were gonna go into a chorus. See, whatever's happening there on the left, that's what I want more of. They sound like samples. Ooh. Now, I like how dark this one is feeling. But I feel like we haven't actually hit the song yet. I feel like I'm still on the edge of my seat. I'm trying to figure out, is this the chorus? I mean, the industrial stuff is like, it's popping in and out. It's not totally there.
I'm just caught up in another of her spells. Well, she's turning me into someone else.
She's turning me into someone else. So the song just stays like this, because I feel like it would work well getting noisy. Really into this percussion. This song is a bit catchy again, like the last track. It's a catchiness that works for me a little better though. It's a bit like a dark. Like I already said, this song feels a bit darker. But if it's catchy and it's dark, I don't mind. I'm a bit confused about this album, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, pause before we move on to Something I Can Never Have. I'm liking the lyrics a lot. The lyrics are connecting for me. And I thought that would happen because I know Hurt's lyrics. And their lyrics on this album and another album, they can't be so completely different. Like, they could potentially be really different, but I felt for the most part there's going to be some similarities in the themes, like the darkness of Hurt's lyrics that I love so much, and that is popping up on this record. Like I said, I don't know what Nine Inch Nails sounds like in 10 years, but man, this is so much more electronic than I ever expected. And it is slightly industrial, but the industrialness really hasn't, it's come and gone. It's popped in and out, and I would like the industrialness to be more present. It's the main thing I'm feeling is like a drawback on this record. I want it to be louder, and I want it to be even more industrial and more rocky. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they go do moving forward, because they'd be smart to do that, because I no, it's just because it's what I want, doesn't mean it's right. I do like the tracks are good though for a debut. Like, I can feel, I can understand the approach, and I can get the ideas. It is slightly sort of dark, but also sort of catchy, and like that weird hip hop beat that was on the third track, it's like, whoa, what is going on? And I'm definitely enjoying it, and I'm really locked into listening to like whatever they're about to do next. I like bands where it's an album that keeps me on my toes. Yeah, there's just some ideas here that I'm liking. I just feel like potentially it could be actualized a little better, and I wouldn't be surprised if their future albums I might like more. This is like a bit dark again. And scary even more than before. But I noticed slight strings in past tracks, but these strings are a lot more present. This is cool.
Echoing your voice just like the ringing in my ear.
This might be the slow track of the record.
The favorite dreams of you still wash ashore. You make this all go away. You make this all go away. I'm down to
Yes, I was asking for that.
you make this all go away. You make this all go away. I just want something. I just want something.
I feel like it's meant to amount to something. You know what I mean?
You
We're staying with it.
were the one. Back then I couldn't do the things that I can do now. This thing is slowly taking me apart, and I'm starting to scare myself. You make this all go away. You make this all go away.
I'm just imagining like a rock beat behind that. I'm just thinking it would sound so much better.
I just want something.
Oh, I don't want to hate on the piano though. Piano is my favorite instrument. But there is a place for everything.
In this place, it seems like such a shame. Though it all looks different now, I know
I'm just trying to figure it out, Dad.
it's to be. Come on, tell me you make this all go away. You make
There's
this
like a disconnect between his vocal performance and what the track's doing.
You make this all
I like both of them separately.
You make it all go away. I just want something. I just want something I can never have.
Let's just try and forget about that one.
I can't shake this feeling from my head. There's a devil sleeping in my bed. He's watching
It reminds me of hip hop beats.
from across.
Reminds me a little bit of trip hop.
I know it's not the right thing. I know
We're finally getting a little loud. This part right here. And this is so funny. I feel like we entered outer space. That's awesome. In there with a guitar right now, but it's like super slow. Let's go! I want to! I want to! Outer space. Now this is it. It's like my new favorite track of the week. And then Sin. I want to. Okay. They just did everything I wanted them to do. And they wanted to do it too. Bounce.
I gave you my purity.
Lies. I love this.
You give me the nerve. Carry out my sentence. Will I get what I deserve? I'm just an effigy to be disgraced.
I love that bass and sim. Then they put a slight another higher cymbal string behind it here, just to make it even a little bit more scary. It's already bouncy enough. Probably doing my industrial elements these last two tracks.
You give me the reason. You give me control. Too stupid to realize. Feelings and soul, sweat and lies, lies, lies.
Let's go.
Down to this. Your kiss. Take it.
Pop off 9 Inch Nails. Why is the top of my scalp hurting so much? Man, everything I was asking for. It's so funny. Like, those 3 tracks just then, they essentially weren't doing any of it on the first track. And I was like, oh no, this is really going south. Like, this is going south right now. I gave that first track there a 0. And it's not even that I don't mind a sadder, quieter track on a record. I actually usually really like those tracks, but with something I can never have, it felt like his vocal performance wasn't matching up with what we were trying to do instrumentally there. The track just felt off to me. I don't know, it just wasn't really my thing. But then kinda I Want to and Sin. Everything I've been asking for, this industrial, loud feel, bring the energy, bring these really cool beats back. Like, there was a little bit of, like, some awesome beats towards the start of the album, and I feel like they were brought back here and even made better with kinda I Want to and Sin. Sin was super cool with those synths and, like, that 80s feel as well on top of it all. It reminded me a lot of Donna Summer. I Feel Love. I think that's the track. Gosh, I don't know my 80s music that well. I would say I'm more of a fan of late 70s to early 80s new wave and jangle pop. The Smiths and The Cure and Joy Division. But no, I think it's Donna Summer, and yeah, there was just some really like dark, spacey, like outer space synths there on Sin, which was awesome to see. And I think his vocal performance really lined up more with that energy that was there in track 6 and 7. Let's move on to the final tracks. That's what I get. Okay. Add those to my library. Clangy again. No, don't take away the beat.
Now all that I've been hearing must be true. I guess I'm not the only boy for you. That's what I get. How can you turn me into this?
I'm sort of back to not really knowing what to think of it. I think I'm not very good at sitting with the tension they create, honestly. Usually I like tension in music.
But that's what I get. That's what I get.
I love the sound of this.
That's what I was so naive. Maybe didn't mean that much, but it meant. That's what I get. That's what I get.
When they do some beats, I love it every time. I guess they're just not always there.
That's what I get.
That's what I get. That's what I get. I'll eat that up. Alright, hydration time. As we move into the final 2 tracks. The only time. Oh, okay. You are. What? No, I just spilled water all over me.
Lay my hands on heaven and the sun and the moon and the stars, while the devil wants to fuck me in the back of his car. All messed up. Maybe I'm all messed up. Maybe I'm all messed up in you. Maybe I'm all messed up. Maybe I'm all messed up.
Matt, he has a lot of lyrics that just make me concerned for his mental health. And I'm not one to be above mental health concerns. Like, I'm there with him, but... Ugh. Honestly, this song sort of feels like it's dragging.
In your veins are listening to me. Well, I wanna wrap it up and swim in it. Maybe I'm all messed up. Maybe I'm all messed up. Maybe I'm all messed up in you. Maybe I'm all messed up.
Maybe
I'm all messed up.
love that beat there. That sample. Or maybe they have a drummer that plays, I don't know. They've definitely got like several different sounds adding into this overall album. Bit of hip hop, bit of industrial, a bit of electronic. That is incredible. I just want to see like what direction they end up taking. Because obviously a lot of different directions excite them.
The only time I really feel alive.
Okay. I love that on top.
This is
That beat reminds me so much of Blue Monday. That single drum beat. So he's a quarter. This guy's like, he really puts his lover on a pedestal. Consecration is to make something holy, you know? Hanging like Jesus on his cross. I feel like he's talking to his like lover. Oh, I've added to the beat here. Breakdown? Whoa! They can get loud. I get everything I want when I get part of you. That's a great line. Oh, nice. It's like, please end the album solidly. Yep, here we I can't deny that. Echo scratch. Let's go! This is one of my favorite parts of the whole album. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You just made 2 minutes fly by, 9 Inch Nails. And that's... When does it end? That's it. Okay, bruh, that felt like the longest 5 seconds ever. Okay, I'm gonna give that 0.5 because, oh, my camera's about to die. I'm gonna come back in a second. Okay, hello everybody. Just to finish up my thoughts on 9 Inch Nails, I feel like there's a lot of potential here with me in this band because there were a few moments, that outro on the final track, for instance, and also tracks 6 and 7. I also didn't mind a few of the starter tracks, like tracks 2 and 3-ish, were pretty good as well. But I think especially tracks 6 and 7 and that outro just then really sold to me that there is something special here. I really like the beats that they're creating. There is something extremely catchy about it that just makes me move a lot in my chair, and I cannot deny that. There's also some louder moments. I mean, matching up with the beats and the catchiness, there's a bit more of a loudness to them at points, and I really like that loudness. I feel like they work well with that, and I'm not surprised if potentially they become a bit more harsher or louder in their later works, because I feel like that's where they shine. The 80s feel is real. The 80s synth, pop, electronic, new order of it all is real in here, and I really like that about this album as well. I just think sometimes it's a bit too quiet. Something I can never have. Yeah, them trying to do like a quieter track, it really did not work for me. That's what I thought of the debut record from 9 Inch Nails. Such an interesting, mixed, weird reaction from me. I was at points like super confused. You can see here how I rated the tracks. It's a 65. I feel like that makes sense. I want to give this band a lot of room to grow. The expanding between different genres that this band is doing, there's a lot of cool ideas here. I love their approach to beats in general, and I do hope I get to listen to more of their stuff. and hopefully come to grow to love this band. But we'll have to see, I guess. If we end up listening to more Nine Inch Nails, everybody let me know, I guess, in the comments. And I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this record today with me. I had a lot of fun moments, a little bit of a weird moment sometimes, mostly fun. I'll see you soon with another YouTube video. And in the meantime, I'm going to do a bunch of Patreon videos. But yeah, I will come back with another YouTube video in a bit. All right, bye-bye.